Hey guys, Duncan here again. I want to take a second. I want to talk about this new age restriction for gun control that's essentially passed by my president, and it bothers the hell out of me. But first, please subscribe to the channel, like the videos, comment in the box, and hit that bell for notifications. So let's talk about this new age restriction gun control agenda. So here's some serious issues I have with it. So they use the terminology that an 18-year-old is not responsible enough to own a firearm. Okay, well, isn't this strange? Because at 18, they're responsible enough to drive. And the problem is car accidents between the ages of 18 to 20 go through the roof. Even so much to the point that insurance companies drive up the costs if you put 18 to 20-year-olds on the policy. So, if they're not responsible enough to own a weapon, and they're surely not responsible enough to drive a car, then why would they be responsible enough to sign a contract, to rent a place, to own a home, to buy a car? Why would you say that at 18, you're responsible enough to get married, you're responsible enough to enter a contract, legally binding contract, you're responsible enough to go to prison if you commit a crime, yet you're not responsible enough to own a gun? See, that's the way they want you to think in this country. They want you to literally hand over your rights, and they want to hand over your weapons. And see, here's the sad part about it. The 18 and 20-year-olds might complain now, but in 5 years, the 18 or 20-year-olds wouldn't even know the difference. And that's the real problem, because I believe it does weaken our country. I believe that our military shouldn't be allowed to accept people at 18 if they're not responsible enough to fire a gun. You see, that's the problem. If you're going to go take a person's constitutional rights from them, then essentially you have to take all of them. You have to say you're not responsible enough to vote. You're not responsible enough to vote President Trump into office. You're not responsible enough to vote for the governor, the city council at 18. You're not responsible enough to do any of these, which are all legal rights at 18 years old. But here's what this does. Now, parents are not going to allow their children to leave home at 18. Now, the standard adult age will be 21, which means, should colleges wait until 21 to have to recruit? Should colleges have to wait to 21 before they can bring students in? Because at 18 through 20, they're not responsible enough. So when you talk about your gun rights being stripped, it's not just legal citizens losing their gun rights. It's not just medical marijuana patients losing their gun rights. It's not just disabled people losing their gun rights. It's literally everyone down the list. Your gun rights are being attacked. They don't mention the guns that flow over our open borders by the thousands, that infect our inner city youth and kill millions because of the color of a rag. They don't even attempt to stop that because they love their open borders. But when it comes to gun control, they want to control the guns in the hands of American citizens instead of in the hands of criminals. And that's a fact. So, as you sit back and you watch your rights being systematically removed from you, and our youth being systematically subverted into not knowing any better, just imagine where we're going to be in 5 or 10 years when we can start making the argument that an 18, 19, and 20-year-old is not responsible enough to be an adult. So, you can't have it both ways. Either they're a minor and they're not responsible enough to own a weapon, or they're an adult and they're responsible enough to join the military, to join a contract, to get married, to enjoy all the other aspects of being an American. That's my point. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Please comment in the box below. Hit that bell for notifications. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Peace. Duncan out.